Economic Ninja here. You need to start checking your quarters in your spare change right now because you could be missing out or giving away a ton of money, a ton of value, and it just looks like a quarter. I got an email from a subscriber and a student. Her name is Marianne, and she told me what she's doing. I'm going to read you this comment below. It may blow your mind. Exactly how many of these special quarters that are worth a lot of money she's finding in her spare change and in rolls from banks. All right. And what I'm going to do as I read this story, first off, Marianne, I've just enrolled you in the side hustle course because the next progression, you started with pennies that were copper and setting them aside. You've now went to quarters. Next is you need to start a side hustle, get some awesome tax write-offs, learn how to start a small business and just explode. And if any of you want a massive discount, links down below, $99 sale on the side hustle course, which will teach you how to identify a business, a side hustle, how to start it, how to do it all legit, all the way up to taking it into a corporation. Okay. Stupid deal right there. All right. This is again from Marianne. Can everyone please thank Marianne for this awesome comment? I have been using CoinSnap to ID non-copper and supposedly non-silver coins, and I'm getting $10 a week in quarters at the store who swaps me. Now, so first off, CoinSnap is the app she is using, so go and check that out. She says, out of $10 in quarters, I have 5 1990 to 2024 proof quarters in silver. This is insane. I'm gonna run down to the bank later today and I'm gonna get some quarters and I'm gonna do some videos opening them up. She says, it seems proofs of some releases are only made in 40,000 runs. So there's only 40,000 of these quarters run, and they come out as almost pure silver, 0.999, and they're worth between $5 and $200 each. They are everywhere, she says. For those doing pennies and quarters, it's a great plan, and I wanted to thank the Ninja for the quarters and penny ideas because I've also added this and I'm doing very well. I have screenshots of my funds if it helps the community, and I'm a newbie, so I can do it. If I can do it, anyone can. This is from Marianne. Thank you so much, Marianne, for that. Now, I want to dive in a little bit more into what these proofs are, okay? Now, it says right here, a couple things you're wanting to look for that have key factors affecting value, especially the non-ones. When you're looking for a mint mark, like an S for San Francisco, this can impact the value of a quarter. So it's important when you open up a roll of quarters, go down to the bank, you slice it open, you pull it off. First thing you look for is you turn it sideways. And quarters that have, that are not real metal, right? Not silver, they will have a little tiny band of copper. When you look at them, you'll be able to identify solid copper, solid silver quarters. They just stand out. You'll be able to grab them, set them aside. You've just made money. But when we're talking about these proof sets, these are very brilliant sets. And I'm going to go to one of them right now. And I'm going to show you some photos because I think it's really important for people to understand this. And there's some that are so valuable, it's insane. There were proof Washington quarters between 1936 and 1998, where the price ranges between $55 and $17,500. But then when you get into the newer quarters, I'm going to show you some images, and this is one that's really exciting. Let's see here. These quarters right here. These proof quarters that have states on them. I'm sure everybody's seen them, right? Type 1 if you've seen these before. Well, out of those quarters, when they started making these, based on different states and things like that, they made some out of pure silver. And what a lot of people do, and I've seen this before, where kids would go into their parents' coin sets, or they would get a coin set from grandma as a gift, and later on not realize that they actually had real metal. They would just break apart the set and turn around and go buy candy with them, and they would get into circulation. And 99 out of 100 people have no concept of the value of this. So I think it's really important that we start digging through our quarters. Now, why is this important? First off, the most important thing is to understand value. And once you start to understand value, and that's why the penny concept is so vitally important. Right now, you could go out to any of your spare change. Matter of fact, let me just do this live. Do I have any spare change right here in my truck? I do. Oh, and the ninja's wife organized it. So, oh, look at this, is awesome. Let me get these out. So, we started separating pennies and separating those 1982 and older ones that were copper, made of solid copper. And why it's important is because today the copper value is about 3 cents. But you have to remember, in 1964, when dimes and quarters and half dollars had stopped being produced, check this out. Look at this. Guys, can you do me a favor real quick? Just by looking at this, how many copper pennies are in this stack that I just pulled out of my truck? Can you put the number down below? Just by looking at this image, how many of these are copper out of, what is it, probably 10 pennies? And what's interesting is that, in 1964, a dime was just a dime. In 1965, a dime was just a dime. But my grandfather was taking those silver dimes and filling a trash can with them. And now, hey, everyone say hi to Hop Sauce, Crypto Hop Sauce. He's one of the YouTubers that's around my location that Ninja Nation, that I shared a video of his on X. Anyway, my point being is that, he filled up a trash can, and now those dimes are worth what? $2.50, $2.75. And a lot of people would put their nose up at that. And you know who would put their nose up? Poor people, or people that are so laden in debt and they don't care to count their pennies. But that's how I became wealthy. I filled up a small little mini trash can with copper pennies. I have those in my storage unit because it's a symbol to me, as I don't need the money, but it's a symbol to me to never let go of value, never let go of worth. Because if I can identify the value in a penny, then I can identify the value in a quarter, then I can identify the value in a business, and it keeps going on. And that's how you become stupid wealthy. Guys, if I'm making sense right now and you're in agreement, do me a favor and type yes or no if you don't agree with that. But it starts with something like this, and then you go to quarters. Oh, boy, wouldn't that be cool if I found a silver quarter live? I'd be freaking out. Now, I have only found one silver dime in my life in circulation. Ironically, I was going to start a YouTube video. I went to McDonald's. I bought a coffee at McDonald's, and I turned around and they gave me back change, and it's silver dime was in there, and I freaked out. That was what the whole video was about. And because it's rare, right? But these proof quarters, you can go and find these. I've got a couple proofs, but they're not the silver ones. So these are just the normal quarters. But I'm going to go today to the bank, and I'm going to go see if they've got any old rolls, hand-rolled quarters. And I'm going to do a video about this because, Marianne, I think this is an amazing idea. So go and check your quarters, start to find value. If you want to take this to the next level and you want to start learning about how to get tax write-offs, doing things that you love and enjoy, which is putting money in your pocket, you want to learn how to start a side business and break the freaking rat race. Like, this is how you do it. Start a side hustle, turn it into a legitimate business, and go crush it and do it without debt. The link's down below to the side hustle course. I've got it marked down to $99. It's a no-brainer kind of thing. You'll find so much value in there, it's stupid. I think I even talk about how to trademark with attorneys. I show you how to start LLCs if you want to get that big. But even down to, I'm not joking, I show you how to have a successful garage sale will blow your neighbor's garage sale away. All right, with that being said, thank you so much for watching The Economic Ninja. And everyone, thank you for subscribing. The Economic Ninja is out.